see the still
No. Oh, I just found out that
conversation, I guess.
I
Oh
found
my
out-
god, they follow me everywhere. Gadia follows me everywhere, man.
I found out. I haven't actually seen the scenes, but I did find out one of the animators of Lion King like hid his dog in the shot of him. Yeah, so like on the Pride Rock scenes, his dog's like somewhere in the back.
No, bro, Sam can have a pet dog. That's fine. They were.
Yeah, that's fine. No, I just thought that was pretty funny. You know.
Never forget that the gazelles are actively a part of that kingdom just to die.
Yes.
Oh
I'll
my
never.
God.
But remember, the community comes together when they want to exile one person from their group. They really want
a new predator, a new top dog.
So, it's a lot of deception and disgraces going on in this kingdom.
Yippers.
You know?
Also, I think I love the trend of people putting their Sanrio plushies in like these like scary goth boots, and then people just draw that, and I love that so much. I just saw two. I saw one with My Melody, and now I see one with Cinema Roll. Oh my god. Also, I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing recently, so I need that in my life.
I tried with Animal Crossing.
If it gets 1031, I'm going to blame you.
Or it's not even Animal Crossing. I just can't get into it. I don't know.
It's not for everyone, man.
Yeah. But you know.
All right, guys. Well, Comic Fanatic 2.0, episode number 3. You're here with me, Cryptid Zeker, believer of only 2 Captain Americas that are active in comics.
And this is I, Jake Tylenol, born Gryffindor, Slytherin by right.
Slytherin by choice.
Slytherin by right.
I'm Austin. Ace Comments 3685. Fuck that Wells, bro. I edit that out.
I agree. I second that. Anyways, I'm Richter, also known as the Witch of Jotunheim. Pronouns they, he, for anyone in the future watching this. Just to let you know, sea angels are actually sea slugs, and they sea butterflies, which are sea snails. That's my ocean fact for the day.
And you're done.
And you're done, Austin. I didn't ask.
No. That's your fact for the day. You're done. You can't do no.
No, that's my ocean fact for the day because The Little Mermaid comes out this weekend as of recording this.
Yes, which those of us who watch it will be reviewing. So stay tuned.
Yes, I will be one of those people.
Cool. But all right, then let's start off. Austin, you do the honors.
I blanked it out by accident.
What did you just say?
I blanked it out by accident. You got
See, Austin, he's right from the beginning.
CW cancel spree. I am greatly saddened.
Yes.
And all the shows I was looking forward to got canceled this week by CW. The Powerpuff Girls live action remake, gone.
Who really cared about that, though?
Me!
Oh, my chest hurts when I hear that, bro.
You didn't see the pilot. Me and Jake saw the pilot, and we read some of the script. That would have been the funniest bad thing I've ever seen in my life.
We would have reviewed it every week for the channel.
You guys would have. I see it in my brain right now. I see it. I see it happening.
I was so excited for this train wreck.
Oh man, I'm never gonna get my what do you call Rowdy Rough Boys cameo, am I? From this
no,
now.
Unfortunately, we're not gonna get him.
I'm scripted. I honestly just want to see how they're gonna do him.
They're probably gonna do him not justice, so it's gonna be hilarious.
I don't know if I ever told you my pitch for the Rowdy Rough Boys on the CW budget, but I think like they're all working. They're like mechanics. They're like shirtless mechanics. And every time the Powerpuff Girls come over there, they're like, "Hey, what's up, guy?" It's like they just.
Oh no, wait! They will try to do some weird romantic subplot. There we go. With the Rowdy Rough Boys.
Yeah, Blossom always goes up to like the leader. She's like, "Oh wow."
You can't even do that anymore because they made Buttercup a full lesbian, not bi.
Oh man, I forgot that.
But you know, it would have been some Smallville shit. Oh my god.
The other shows canceled was apparently they were going to do a Zorro TV show. You know, the guy, all black, makes a Z.
Wait, weren't they going to make a Zorro a girl in this reboot?
I don't know, bro. I was not looking. I didn't know that was a thing until it got canceled.
Hey, so we'll never know. We'll never know since it got canceled.
I was hearing rumors about that, and I'm going to be like, "What? Zorro isn't really that much of an active property in modern times. So, okay, you're going to give Zorro a show, but you're going to gender bend him? What? Oh, come on.
Excellent.
The other things are Jake Chang, which I don't know what that is, and Justice You. Justice You was supposed to be the spinoff of the Flash and Green Arrow that followed John Diggle, and as he trains and helps the younger heroes do their jobs.
You know, I know we talked about that during one of our Phanatic nights, but I completely forgot about that project, to be honest.
As you should.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because none of that really matters. What I lost today was the Powerpuff Girls. Okay,
that's all we cared about, man.
That's the most tragic shit I've ever heard. Okay, I don't know. I'm sad.
I mean, it's actually genuinely sad. We had the whole episode script, and then we knew what the final the post for the rest of the season.
You guys really wanted to see Buttercup tear down a house while making love to someone, right?
I would have wanted to laugh.
Well, no,
I would have laughed.
Actually, from the script, it wasn't. Yeah, I guess it was Buttercup, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Buttercup.
I'm missing the names. My bad.
Y'all gotta send me the script because I'm not believing half the stuff that you guys are telling me.
If I can find it again, I will send it to you. But all we knew was Buttercup was going to be Buttercup's first scene. We're having lesbian sex, cheating on her girlfriend with some other girl, and then they broke the bed, and then she got caught, and Blossom was going to deal with PTSD. Bubbles
from
was
the lesbian,
influence.
Y'all, you guys thought.
What did I say?
You guys thought Velma missed the mark. You would have loved to see this. All right, this was the biggest mark.
The scientist was actually a butthole, and the cartoon was just propaganda he was doing to sell the girls as real life superhero stuff. Mojo was gonna be an actual real skinny monkey, and he was just gonna be like the side dude to the principal. Like this thing was funny.
I recall there was some talk that one of the jokes was going to be like the Powerpuff Girls looking at their comic or whatever, and they're going to be like, "Wow, we got whitewashed." Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That was one of the first lines in the script. It was going because the intro was going to be the cartoon, a scene for the cartoon, and then it was going to zoom out to the real life people,
which would literally be impossible because they're actually alive while the adaption's taking place. Why would you just whitewash them? I don't even understand.
My favorite thing is the ending because the season finale was going to be the principal sitting at his desk. He was going to get up and walk away, and the monkey was going to jump on the desk and then put on a hat and then be like, "I'm Mojo Jojo."
Oh Jesus Christ, dude! It would have been a train wreck from the beginning, and it was a train wreck from the beginning. I don't even know why they decided, let's do this.
Well, keep in mind,
they
even
let Gotham Knights slide, they didn't let Powerpuff Girls slide. I'm actually mad.
Oh man, you cannot tell me a single character from that Gotham Knights poster. Honestly,
I remember back in college, one of the producers of Stargirl came in, and he was telling me his story about how hard it is getting into the writing industry, basically from the ground up. And I was just thinking, imagine going through all that work and finding out there's just some asshole there that can just write garbage like the Powerpuff Girls and just get money from it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, this the Stargirl dude?
Yeah, the Stargirl dude. I forgot his name. He was a good guy.
This guy also said, actually, the moment we put the work out, the moment the show comes out, we don't care what you say or how you feel about the
show. Because I got to interview him, and he told me that. I was like, hey, so how do you give us respond to feedback on Twitter? He's like, oh, you mean honestly, nothing they say actually matters. I mean, we already wrote it, we already got paid. It's whatever our producer, whatever the guy in charge tells us is the problem.
Wow.
So, most times when you're complaining on Twitter, they probably don't care.
Well, let's put this to rest. Any final thoughts on what could have been with Powerpuff?
Wait, I found a whole script if you want it through.
Just send it to me and I'll read it later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a revised version from 2021. So some details might have been changed. But this is the one that was made after the pilot got rejected and they were trying to redo it.
Oh, jeez.
Powerpuff Girls shouldn't even be that hard on a CW budget. I'd imagine just do like Smallville with Powerpuff Girls. That would work.
Because they're trying to really do some meta stuff, man. They're trying to change everything for no reason.
What?
It's like when Cartoon Network rebooted the Powerpuff Girls, but it was like super dumbified for like babies. And I'm like, no, you just ruined it.
You know they got dumbified when they crossed over with Teen Titans Go.
Well, yeah, it was bad.
Like, well, that's not for me. CW's Powerpuff Girls would have been for us specifically. To come back and watch it.
I think my problem I think my problem is like even the original was for kids, but that one is like a really brutal show. I don't know if you ever go back and watch some of the quote fight scenes. They're brutal as hell.
I know, but CW's going through the whole phase of trying to appeal to 5-year-olds. So, some things you gotta let go.
Yeah. But in conclusion,
oh yeah, you watch Powerpuff Girls growing up. Come watch the show now. Look at them, they're adults.
It's like when they did the Heathers reboot, but
I heard that was terrible.
Yeah, it was not that good. But in conclusion, him is the best Powerpuff Girls character, and anyone who says otherwise is wrong.
Okay. Alrighty, guys. Let's move on to the next topic. I'll announce this one.
Oh my god!
Willy Wanka gets a prequel called Wonka.
Yeah.
It's Willy Wanka.
For the audience, there was a typo in our list, so it's Willy Wanka instead of Willy Wonka.
Even the Pope is allowed to misstroke with a pen every now and then. All right.
Oh yeah, I'm the one who gets bullied for his mistakes.
Even an Iron Chef cuts his finger every now and then with a knife. All right.
if Gordon Ramsay did that, he's a fraud.
No, he did that. Yeah, it happened in one of his shows. Yeah, he accidentally cut himself.
Oh god, I can't become the same anymore.
Didn't Ramsay get on because of the way he made some sandwich? Everybody's like, "That's how you make a sandwich. What are you doing?" And I planned on him like a week.
That's a Ramsay sandwich.
I remember Gordon Ramsay duetted this one TikToker that I follow who makes like spooky like baked goods, and he talked crap about it, and I'm like, I don't want to hear crap from you. Sorry you don't like creativity. Anyways.
Okay, but anyway, let's go back to Wonka. So, a prequel to how Willy Wonka got his chocolate factory up and running. Okay.
Is this connected to the this is that movie?
Van Wilder. It's connected, I think, to the Van Wilder, the original, Willy Wonka.
Still played by Timothy Chalamet.
Mm-hmm.
That's the worst glow up of all time. You only went from Timothy Chalamet to Van Wilder.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, bro, he ate horrible.
Hey, when you're secluded in a chocolate factory, come on, that adds years to your life. That's the only thing you're doing.
And that's what happens when you don't do your skincare.
When you're a child, and you tell you, "Hey, yo, take care of these oompa. I'm sure it weighs on your mind."
Oh, that's one thing I wanted to bring up too. Okay, so this is really the prequel to how he gets his business up and running. I don't see how they justify his transportation of the Oompa Loompas and converting them into sweatshop workers.
You don't want to see the modern day slave trade? That's crazy.
Oh god.
Nobody wants to bring that up?
How did Wonka about where they came from?
How did Wonka transport an entire population of people from one country all the way into, his factory where they're all living at? I mean, what's their living arrangements like? What are they getting paid? They're getting paid in literal chocolate nuts. Wow, Wonka.
Yeah, no. If you really think about it, I don't know how much the Oompa Loompas get paid, but
that's the movie I want. Give me Willy Wonka sees the health inspector.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know if you
No,
guys
you should have OSHA pull up. Have OSHA pull up. Being like, why are all these kids getting hurt at your chocolate factory?
I remember
Why
like
is
there was
this kid stretchy? Why is
I remember like there was this one lawyer guy who does YouTube videos, right? He actually did a video on. Yep, him. He actually did an video on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, right? And he brought up a good point. This movie was taking place right around the time where factory health enforcements were being enacted. So he kind of finds it coincidental that Willy Wonka all of a sudden now wants to give away his factory at this certain point, you know?
very suspicious?
Exactly. Oh, and the fact that he's going to be passing it on to Charlie. Keep in mind, when you pass on ownership of a company to another person, that person's going to have to make sure that company is now up to date with all the health standards going on. Meaning,
I feel so bad for this kid.
And that kid is grossly underprepared to take care of a whole factory.
Exactly.
Poor man.
Oh, and all the lawsuits that's going to be emitted based on what happened to those kids. Oh boy. I know they signed an agreement on that contract, but apparently if a contract has lettering that's illegible, that's unable to be read by the human eye, it's not valid apparently. So, Wonka. Apparently
Put that man in jail.
Yep, apparently the person who got everything they wanted didn't live a happy life after all. Poor Charlie. But what are you guys expecting out of this series?
Chocolate.
Burton F. I don't know.
I honestly want to see him sneaking anything for the train.
Oh my god!
No, I want to see him justify himself. I want to see
the Underground Railroad for Oompa Loompas.
Pretty much. I want to see Wonka like try to justify what he's doing, like saying, "Yeah,
like
maybe
Cruella.
Like I may be a slave owner, but I'm a good slave owner. Come on."
Was it turned to like the Joker situation where he's hallucinating half of this happening correctly? So he thinks he like invited them to come work. He has to like drag them by the ear.
Pretty much. All right. But anything more you guys want to say?
Not really excited for this.
Yeah, I'll see it too. See what happens. Alrighty.
Which go name? I want to see you pronounce this guy's name.
Don't do that to me.
A lot. Which if you mispronounce it, you could just say I'm an American.
I'm gonna actually just like look up this guy real quick so that I have the context of his name.
I'll do it.
That's Baron Mordo.
I can do it.
Go ahead.
Chiwetel Ejiofor announced for Venom 3. I know.
Oh yeah.
So
I know.
For the audience, he played like they said, he played Baron Mordo in the MCU in the Miku.
No, Austin, I went levels of confidence. When I said I was like, I got it. Nah, I don't got it. I got it.
I don't got it. I didn't want to even try because I feared that I was gonna fail massively.
This is very concerning for 3 reasons.
Why?
One, he definitely could be Baron Mordo, and if he is, that drags him a lot of questions.
Ooh, I didn't think about that.
Because you remember, this is following Venom 2 and Morbius, which had MCU characters end up in the Venom-Verse.
That is true. Yes, we did see that.
I had a completely different mindset when it came to this news piece, honestly. But continue on, Austin.
Other than that, the only other like scoops I found around this is that a lot of people assumed that he might be playing Noel, but it seems unlikely. It seems like the Venom-Verse will build to Noel, like Noel be their final bad guy situation.
No, it's not even like. Is Noel even 5 years old? Honestly,
I don't know.
Yeah, no, actually, Noel's technically older than that. He's been around technically since 2006.
Oh wow. Okay.
But his actual debut is the God Butcher story. So what? That's 2011, I think.
Okay. I didn't think Donnie Cates was writing that far back, but all right.
That was Jason Aaron who originally made the shell of Noel, and then the personality, everything else came from Donnie Cates.
Oh, okay, gotcha. But yeah, going back to the topic at hand, honestly, I was thinking like the actor was like saying to himself, okay, this is not what the MCU promised me. I was supposed to be like a big bad guy for Doctor Strange, but I wasn't. I barely made my presence known in Doctor Strange 2, so yeah, I'm jumping ship to Sony. At least they'll give me a bigger role or a bigger check. So
you know what's funny? You know his role in he was actually going to be like the MCU version was going to be in Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah,
but he was going to be killed off by Wanda in the beginning.
Oh wow!
Like the original opening scene was going to be him versus Wanda.
That would have been terrible.
I would imagine like certain lawyers and contracts put a stab to that whole storyline. You know, like saying, "Oh, you want to kill my character off? Oh, no! You guys promised me roles. You guys promised me this. I was going to have a bigger part in this movie than I originally got. So, yeah."
What's crazy is that but when we went back and watched Doctor Strange 1 for like our movie nights, like I actually really liked what they were doing with Mordo. I was very interested to see where they were going to go with him. And so far, I'm just kind of like, well, where is he?
Disappointed?
Yeah. I mean,
he should have been in WandaVision's last episode.
Yeah, exactly.
If you didn't want a white male to take charge of this, what about a black one? You know? I don't even understand, because Wanda could still save herself, but just having like an actual sorcerer there just helps the continuity of your world better. You know?
Yeah, you go back to Doctor Strange too. Doctor Strange just ignored this evil woman taking care. I don't even mean Wanda. I mean Agatha.
Right.
Unleashing all her magic on this city and all that. He just ignored it.
Well, my pitch.
Gotta remember, he didn't ignore that. He was denied that because apparently it's problematic for a straight white guy to be saving a woman. So
that's out of the universe. I'm saying in the universe, he straight up says, "Oh, you talking about that Westview? I don't care about that."
Yeah. My thing.
He did that when he met her in the beginning of the movie. Well, in the middle.
My easy fix, like if I was in that writer's room and I was told, hey, we can't have Doctor Strange in here because he's a white male, I'd be like, okay, how about we have Agatha be like an ambassador from the Sorcerer's Order, but she's like corrupt. Like they don't know.
I can see that.
Get to Wanda. And she's like, yes, finally, the power is mine. That's why the Order wouldn't, know right away. They wouldn't be there. So, something like so, Or just bring Baron Mordo, because he had a lot of setup in the first movie.
For
real. We're talking way more about the MCU side than the Sony side. What character for Venom 3, what we know so far is that most likely Toxin's going to be in the film, even though they didn't really set that up. The guy, I don't know if you've seen Carnage, the movie recently, but that guy gets powers randomly. Like they don't show him actually getting affected with symbiote. They don't show what triggers his powers. At the end of the movie, he just has blue eyes. He's like monsters.
I recall that. But does it really make sense? Honestly, I feel like even the writers of Venom were like, let's just make this up as we're going along. Let's just say that
him take up part of Carnage and then just say he gave birth to Toxin or something. I don't know, but he's just doing that.
Because remember, a symbiote is somehow able to hack into a laptop and get all this information. Like, how?
Are like symbiotes in the comics like related to god magic at this point? I mean, what can't they do?
No,
real. Didn't they have like a whole freaking event about it?
Yeah,
about god magic.
Well, they're not god magic per se, but they are like high tier. They're like you can fight Thor with
no. There's only one that's like that.
Oh, okay. So it's the one of one.
Like the original dude, the guy that became the sword is like that.
Okay.
And now Venom is like that, but all the rest of them still regular symbiotes. So.
You just gotta ask yourself, since Venom is like god tier and all that stuff, how come he still gets his butt whooped by Spider-Man?
Bro, they haven't fought though. They haven't fought.
They Oh, the only Venom that's fought Spider-Man since he became King of Black has been either Eddie not wearing the actual Venom symbiote or Dylan as he is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they have made sure to not have Eddie Brock in his regular God power symbiote fight Spider-Man. I promise it had been
done. And Eddie are like Danny and Johnny Lawrence.
Gotcha.
Do y'all have any idea who y'all think he will play?
And honestly, I don't.
I don't really care. I don't really care, to be honest, because I'm not too invested in Venom lore or even the Venom movies. So it could be anyone. Heck, he could be Scorpion for all. He could be Scorpion. Why not? Why not that? You know?
Hey, we got a Scorpion. I still want to see. No, I still want to see the other guy. No, I'm not doing that. I still want to see the other guy, bro. For a Homecoming.
Yeah.
What, Vulture?
Remember the guy that was on the boat? He got hit into the water, and then in the movie he came out with a Scorpion tattoo.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I still think he's going to be MCU's Venom, and they're going to do the Venom Scorpion thing.
Yeah.
Instead of regular Venom.
Finally strong enough.
I mean, the whole Venom Scorpion thing was a pretty interesting angle back when it was happening. I mean, the Venom is like, okay, here's how this works. You bring me food, or you are the food. Oh, damn.
The only other person I can see him playing is, I don't know if you remember a while back, when Eddie Brock lost to symbiote, it went to a man named Lee.
No.
And the guy Lee was ripping Venom apart and giving Venom out and controlling people like that.
Is Lee the one who corrupted the symbiote? The symbiote was like, okay, I need to find a new successor. Okay, you look like a promising young upcoming guy. But then Lee's like,
Lee was going to be easy to control, and then Lee overpowered him mentally and had him crippled. Yeah, that happened.
Oh, yeah. You know, the last time I remember him popping up in comics, right, was actually in King in Black, or Absolute Carnage, one of those two events, right, where Eddie is in jail. Yeah, Eddie's in jail, and that's where he encounters Lee, right? He's like saying, yeah, you think you're such hot stuff, Eddie? Look at my devotion to Venom. And then he rips out his shirt and you find out that he tattooed the symbiote logo on his chest. Like saying, look how badass I am. And Eddie's like, he's laughing like, you're such a poser, dude.
Like, if you're not gonna pull the trigger on Null, I think that's the only other dude you can do without just having another regular big symbiote film fight.
I guess, but I'm trying to think, how would you differentiate Lee from Carnage at that point? You know?
Well, in the movies, you go by comics. I'm saying what Lee did, he had a small part of symbiote, and he was able to pass that small part around and control multiple people. Mm-hmm. So it'll be like he'll be like a small army of symbiotes instead of just like 1v1 for like him and Carnage.
Yep.
But this is Venom. I don't trust them to write it well anyway, so who knows what they'll do. But
we'll see.
Let's just hope Kraven sells well, so Venom 3 can be rated R.
Yeah, I know, that's what we've been wanting.
Go for it. Okay, then I think we spoke enough about that. So, speaking of going for it, Jake, next topic.
Well, it's my turn technically because I didn't do the last one.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead then, Witch.
Okay, so apparently they're doing a gory version of Cinderella called Cinderella's Curse, and it actually looks very interesting, but I want one specific thing in this movie when it comes out. Just want one thing. So the glass slipper scene, right? You all know it with like the stepsisters, you know? If I don't see them cutting off their toes to fit into the shoe, I don't want it.
Oh, God.
They're definitely going to do that.
Like, it's a gory horror version of Cinderella. They're going to do the toe cutting scene.
Which, as a person who saw the Winnie the Pooh horror movie and the Grinch horror movie, I'm telling you now, they will do that.
Yeah.
Okay, not this idea. Where'd you get this idea from? Which?
The brothers.
That's from the original story.
I didn't know about that. God.
Yeah, they were trying
Maybe
to
you
force
should read
their
up on
way
your
into the glass
tales.
slipper to marry the prince, and they cut off their toes and did all the other stuff, and it just didn't work.
I'm waiting for them to do a gory horror version of Snow White. Then I get to see the iron shoes. That'll be great. I'm kind of excited for this. If I remember to check it out when it actually comes out, I'll definitely review it when it comes out. But apparently shooting starts next month. That's all. That's what I know from it.
Which I have hope for it. Because, like, Winnie the Pooh was not that good, but the Grinch actually had, like, sparks of potential. Me and Jake was genuinely enjoying that movie at some scenes. And then at the end, they kind of messed it up. But it was okay film until the end.
Honestly, I want to see one scene. Oh, go ahead, Dawson.
No, I was going to say, if they keep getting better doing these rip-off horror versions, then I'm all for it.
Cool. Honestly, I just want to see one scene where Cinderella has a misstep during the ballroom dance scene and accidentally breaks the slipper. And come on, you're dancing on glass slippers. Does anybody stop and think about that for a sec? What's going to happen if that breaks?
A little too hard, and he's gonna.
That was the Little Mermaid, not Cinderella. I forgot I forgot about that. Okay, never mind. Because I forgot that it wasn't in Cinderella when she was wearing the glass slippers, they were physically painful. I forgot it was in the original Little Mermaid story where every time the Little Mermaid walked, it was very painful. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. Got it. I mean, I don't even imagine glass slippers being all that comfortable either. You know. Jake, you're surprisingly silent on this. Come on, give us your input.
I mean, I don't really know. I mean, also really only said everything I wanted to say, so I don't really.
Okay.
But no, I do want the toe cutting scene, or else I am leaving the theater.
In fact, I think they're gonna up the ante. I'm expecting some really messed up stuff with the rats. That's gonna run close.
Yes, they better take every Grimm thing from the Brothers Grimm story and put it in this movie.
Yep. But all right, then. I think we spoke enough on this topic. So let's move on. And I'm calling this one. Seth Rollins to be in Captain America 4.
Rollins.
All right. Rollins. Sorry. Okay, my mouth is dry right now. Rollins. All right. So apparently they're going to be bringing in the Serpent Society, and he's going to be part of that team.
This movie makes no sense.
Yeah.
What is happening? What's the plot of this movie?
Bro, this is about to be, I want this to be just a straight, like, Die Hard meets Captain America. And he's just fighting literally every villain he can in one area.
Before you let me just state everything that's in this film that's rumored to be in the film one time, please.
Okay.
The Celestial from Eternals is apparently Listen. This, I don't mean the one at the end. I mean the one that got frozen. Apparently, the one that got frozen has turned. Listen. Has been turned into antimantium.
Okay.
And that's what he turned it into. So that's one thing. We have the Serpent Society. You have the Red Hulk, who's rumored to be in almost everything, to be honest. We have the leader, who's confirmed to be in the movie.
Okay.
And there were two more people I'm forgetting right now who also confirmed to be in the movie.
The leader?
I already said the leader.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Honestly, the Celestial thing really seems like a forced sort of thing, honestly. Well,
yeah, I promise you.
No. Maybe you could say this. You could have like one scene in like a black market dealer shop where they're like, "Yeah, we just recovered this sort of metal that was left behind by a Celestial." Not an actual physical.
It's not going to be like a major thing. Apparently, people are just making money by breaking down the Celestial and that metal that comes from the call it.
Well, I got a question. Does that mean Nowhere is made out of adamantium?
Nowhere is literally just
This celestial specifically because of the way it was frozen. I think.
Oh,
okay. And keep in mind, Nowhere is literally just bones at that point. Yeah. So
I'm just thinking.
Haven't you been paying attention,
of what
Jake?
the Eternals did to him? They kill him or put him to sleep with him.
Specifically, Cersei. She literally changed the matter.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yo, imagine harvesting of God, bro. That's crazy.
Okay. Anyway, going back to Seth Rollins, I could just imagine him playing the same part as George St. Pierre did when he was playing Batroc the Leaper. You know, he's going to be in there for the opening fight scene for Sam Wilson to fight and, you know, get the audience hyped up onto what to expect from, you know, this Captain America's fighting capabilities right in the beginning, you know?
How many members of the Serpent Society are there?
Oh, I also because I don't see it in the topic. I want to bring this up. It's not in the topics, but it's related to this. We got a little look at Sam's new suit, and apparently it's not the Winter Soldier one, the Falcon Winter Soldier one. It's
I didn't want to show it. I know Crib didn't want to see it, but apparently
I will give my thoughts on it, but I want to get like a full, like, you know, official pick of it before I give my thoughts on it. So I really don't want.
Apparently, just a stealth. So I was gonna let it slide.
Okay, as long as it's
I'll give my thoughts on a separate day on that when it officially gets released.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, damn, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, Austin, you were asking about how many members there are in the Serpent Society.
A lot.
Change a lot. I would say, yeah, a comfortable 5, you know, 6, you know. You don't need every notable.
Team that Diamondback, who used to date Captain America, came from, right?
No, her boyfriend was a member of the Serpent Society, but her herself, no, she wasn't. But yeah, that's how I'm envisioning his role is going to be. I mean, come on, he's a wrestler. He's not an actor. You're not going to give like any big dynamic acting moments for him, you know?
Unless he
the real.
That's different.
The real question is, how long till he does his finisher?
I don't know what his finisher is, to be honest.
Krypton,
curve stomp. So as you're on the ground, he's gonna run and stomp your head into the floor.
Krypton, I'm gonna pitch your idea. The one where like they're just like throwaway people. All right, movie opens up, shady adamantium deal going down with the Serpent Society. They're trying to get their new adamantium. Captain America and Torres, they're in the bushes. They're getting ready to swoop down and deliver freedom and justice. And that's how we get started.
That's the name of Sam Wilson's left and right leg. Freedom and justice. But yeah, I'm just happy with this news because, like, you know, as you guys are aware of, like, I've been upset over all the new characters being popped up in Cap 4, and I'm like thinking, oh, a lot of these characters are Hulk-related characters. Can't we have you know, a Cap-related character make its way in a Cap movie?
But Krypton, you don't even like the way they handle Hulk when it's by himself. Let these characters breathe here, where they can be serious.
Okay, I'm expecting nothing but seriousness. I don't want to see any of that like abomination crap from She-Hulk happen in this movie. All right.
To be fair, I will give the leader a little bit based on the last time we saw.
Okay, because like, okay, if we're really going by this whole logic that, okay, characters change within 10 years or so, right? What characters that were once serious are now a bit comical. I want that reverse approach with the leader. A character that was sort of comical in The Incredible Hulk, I want him to be dead serious, like scary, like, you know, MODOK was in Avengers 4 level, you know? That creepy factor of him, you know, I could kill you like 40 different ways.
I can think of
217 ways if I have a paperclip with me. This and that. You know? Although, and another thing I like to bring up, I kind of find it funny that Seth Rollins is playing a member of the Serpent Society, especially since he was in a team formerly called The Shield in WWE.
Oh, so yeah.
I'm like, wow. Yeah. Wow, you're the Shield agent gone bad.
I remember the Shield. That's what I wanted when I got back into WWE briefly, but they never came back.
That better be what strikes the finishing blow to Seth Rollins. A Shield strike to the face. But yeah, happy with this news. You guys have any thoughts? Final ones?
Not really. Because I don't really care about wrestling that much.
Gotcha. I think this confirms he's not winning a title in the next pay-per-view, and I'm kind of pissed off.
Aww.
Well,
gotcha. But anyway, maybe this next news will cheer you up a bit. You know what? Jake, you announced this one.
Kombat! One trailer.
I can't believe they won. I can't believe they won.
Mortal Kombat 1.
Because it's a reboot.
It's a reboot.
Yeah. It's a reboot that shouldn't have happened, but we did it, and now we're here anyway.
Wait, it's not like there are other soft reboots. This is a full reboot. The whole timeline is started off.
Okay, so just like full on, got it.
Well, they should never. The
this
position.
Is, this is basically a reboot starting from the beginning of time, basically.
The time as we. Yes. So basically, well, I mean, yeah, because to be honest, he didn't like restart time to like the one being. He just restarted all the way to.
It's the time that you know it. I read.
The time of the very first Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we care to know it in this universe, but so brief rundown. Fire God Liu Kang, after successfully beating Shang Tsung and not looking like a complete idiot in the bad ending, he restarted time. So now he's allowing the great Liu Kang, no, not the great Kung Lao, who was the original champion of Mortal Kombat. Yeah, the great Liu Kang. Yeah, the great Kung Lao, also known as the great Liu Kang, who was the original champion of Mortal Kombat before he died. Now he's the main character again, you know. So now now they're going on a quest to seemingly stop Shang Tsung of this timeline, who Liu Kang let live for some reason.
Apparently not.
Oh,
okay.
Shang Tsung was there specifically to. I'm sure he probably have a part of the story, but that was mainly so you can be like, yeah, this is the special character you get for your pre-order. Well, it's not that big of news. But the trailer did confirm some relationships.
Okay.
So I don't know how much y'all know about standard Mortal Kombat lore, but in this timeline, it seems like Melina and Katana are natural sisters. Whether Shao Kahn is alive or not is not shown. We only know if the Queen is alive. For all we know, he could have changed all that. If she was still evil from the start, he probably got rid of her. To be honest,
that's where it gets iffy. Because while I did like that Sentinel was evil, it made no sense.
No, they're going to change that because of the overwhelming negative reception that ended up having.
I want to. It was so entertaining, the aftermath story.
Yeah, I wanna say to the audience that may be watching this why I liked it. Also, I liked it because it just kind of made Katana's situation more interesting and kind of bleak. And it made her like being able to rise above her family when they weren't beating the shit out of her. Kind of impressive. It also made Sentinel and Shao Kahn an actually fun couple to watch. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So
it was just kind of fun.
The aftermath story, you need to watch it because I'm telling you now, that power couple, them and Shang Tsung together, that DLC was funny as I don't know what, man. I enjoyed all that.
Right.
Sentinel was like husband, and Shao Kahn was like wife.
Sindel, you know what he looks like under that mask. What the hell?
So people like with people all the time.
But
you can see him to the power.
Here's why, as much as I like it, it doesn't make sense because that's not how the reboot happened. Mortal Kombat 9 through 11 is a soft reboot. Okay, so everything before the events of Mortal Kombat 1 could be the same. And in the original timeline, Sindel was a good person. She was just mind controlled. All right, so you can't say in this timeline she was evil. It makes no sense.
Look, the truth is the mind control was just a lie. There you go.
But it wasn't, because in the original timeline, once she broke free, she was fine. She was good. In fact, she hated Shao Kahn.
She was faking it.
Trust me. All the way up to Armageddon, she was faking it.
Trust me, I didn't write the story.
Right. So,
but hey, I didn't write this, man. We're just doing our job.
But I liked Evil Sindel. It's sad that, it makes sense why she wouldn't be back if Liu Kang was in charge. But you know,
real question. So, are we getting all new villains? Because realistically, he was
have to.
Before any of the main bad guys will rise up.
Well, what did he change? Like the other, so Mortal Kombat might not even exist as a concept. It was only made because of Shao Kahn's.
Apparently somehow Johnny Cage is going to be in here.
Still trying to merge around for some reason. There always will be a dictator.
Right. But this could be like the first Mortal Kombat, as opposed to when wow. Well, yeah, because like
no, my bad. I got unrelated news. I got a basketball news.
Because the great Kung Lao, he came in a little bit later, from my understanding of the timeline. He comes in a little bit later after the Mortal Kombat tournament has been started. Oh, for those who don't know, the Mortal Kombat tournaments are held 1,000 years apart, from my memory, to slow down the rate of which the realms can merge. And you have to win 9 times to merge a realm, basically. And if you lose once, you have to restart the count, basically. So, like, red tape rules.
Yeah, that would make the first game so impossible because Shao Kahn won the last 9. There was literally our last chance to stop him.
Yeah. But if you win the tournament, you're immortal until the next tournament, and you have to win that tournament to keep your immortality. So that's how it usually goes. But but does that exist anymore? I don't know if Liu Kang would allow it to happen. Maybe this is the first time it has to happen. Maybe the new villain's like, all right, well,
I don't think that's his choice. It's by the Elder Gods themselves. So they probably had to vote on that. But that was a choice all of them made together.
And we also know that when Kronika wielded the hourglass, it wasn't like she just made things the way she wanted. She had to.
Yeah, they go back and swiftly change things unnoticeably.
Right. So, I just miss Cassie. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna miss Cassie. That's coming.
But the other main story changes. It seems like the Lin Kuei and the Shiryu, which is Scorpion and Sub-Zero's ninja teams, it seems like they are bonded and friends from the start this time. But people don't know the original story is Quan-Chi killed, not Shang-Chi. My bad, bro. Quan-Chi killed Scorpion's family, blamed Bihan, the second Sub-Zero. Scorpion murdered him, and then the title went to Kai Liang, who is the current and most well-known Sub-Zero.
But now they're friends, which I guess, again, Liu Kang's interference, and he knows the relationship. He probably wouldn't let them get beef. So, And
how long that people know and love might be the actual son of the great Kung Lao in this one instead of just an ancestor.
But I guess this is also my problem, right? Because this was kind of like this was kind of talked about in the Mortal Kombat, the last animated movie. As long as you have access to the hourglass, literally nothing bad can happen to you. And on top of that, Liu Kang's already a god, on top of having the time powers. So it's I know they'll probably find a way to fix it so that there's actual stakes, but it's also there should be some ramifications here. You basically have a god who's a good guy who can steer time in any direction he wants, right? So there has to be some moment where he messes up beyond something he can fix.
That's why I think the Elder Gods will step in, and I think if Shang Tsung is in the story, I think they will bring Shang Tsung.
Right.
like every action has the opposite reaction. I think Liu Kang getting his power, Shang Tsung will return.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's going to be like that big a deal as what we thought as he used to be.
The best story route would be, basically tackling that. Like Liu Kang tried to make this perfect paradise, but nothing can be perfect. You can't make a timeline that's perfect for whatever reason. So, there has to be something. But I don't know. The game looks.
I'm looking at the rules. So you were mainly right.
Yeah.
So you got to get 10 consecutive wins to win the tournament. The first Mortal Kombat tournament was actually made by Shang Tsung under the orders of Shao Kahn.
Okay.
And he won 9 straight until the Great Kung Lao. But the Great Kung Lao only won that one tournament. The next time it happened, he lost to Goro. And then Goro got 9 straight wins, which leads to the first.
Yeah. And then when Shao Kahn lost, when Shao Kahn's team lost that one, he kept cheating to get like Mortal Kombat's out quicker because he didn't want to wait 1,000 years each time.
Wait, honestly. I actually want to see what happened. What really happened in that contract signing? I mean, come on, 9 consecutive wins.
What's crazy though? That was actually a pretty good deal. What's crazy is Mortal Kombat 9 was like actually addressing that too. Where like Shao Kahn was like, wait a minute, I don't really have to win the tournament. I just gotta go around and just kill everybody in that realm, and then I'll just host a tournament and no one can challenge me. So like it doesn't even matter because the tournament doesn't stop wars between realms. It just stops the realms from specifically merging. Basically,
also based on this, it seems like the reason the tournament even had those rules was so Shang Tsung has more time to scheme. Shang Tsung has more time to scheme and do his stuff. But overall, technically, he's the final bad guy of this universe. You won't feel like that.
Bro needed thousands of years to scheme. That was crazy.
Bro, he was cooking in the background, just waiting. And then Shang Tsung just lost. So I'm like, God, wait.
But yeah, all at the end of the day, Mortal Kombat 1's coming out. We can only do a lot of speculations, but it looks good, and I won't be able to play it because I'm terrible at fighting games. But no.
Then I have something I can beat you at.
That's true. But maybe if enough people, if enough people on our server get the game on the same console, or if it's crossplay, we could do like a tournament or something. Who knows?
Ooh. Mm-hmm. I'm not like the best player, but I'm pretty all right.
Well, you'll beat me, and that's for sure.
So. All right. Speaking of fighting, Austin, talk about the next one.
Alien versus Predator news. So Disney, when they acquired Fox, apparently Fox had a full 10-episode limited series Alien vs. Predator anime, and Disney just not done anything with it. But I was mad at first, but the reason I think they're doing it, I don't know if you know Disney. I know we do know because we watched it together. I believe. They did the Prey Predator movie a year ago.
Yep.
They have an Alien movie in production right now. So I think by the time the Alien movie come out, they might release the anime and some promotional stuff. Especially since by that time we also might get Alien vs. Predator comics as well. Because apparently Alien comics are selling really well, and the Predator ones are kind of shaky right now. But they're still selling.
It's almost like they're valuing quality over quantity, honestly. Because, like, they already gave us 2 Alien vs. Predator movies, right? How far can you go after that? Like, you pretty much saw how the fights would go between the two and everything they're already capable of. How do you go up from that?
By putting the aliens on the Predator homeworld.
Ooh.
Make the fight more personal.
Will they have the budget for that? Wait, was this a series or a movie?
This was an anime series.
Oh, okay.
Anime series.
Oh, okay. And that's a disappointment now because you really could have done a lot more things in animated format than you would have in live action. So
it's a 10-episode. I believe they're all 30 to 45 minutes long, fully animated, and it was done and Fox was gonna do a follow up to Alien Covenant, and then release the anime as well together.
Mm-hmm.
But then when Disney bought them, they put the anime in a vault, and then they are starting their own Alien franchise, probably based on their comics.
Well, that's how. So my speculation earlier sounds like it could be true, where they're just going to wait till they have the next Alien versus Predator or whatever, and then say, "Oh, by the way, we have an anime to help promote the movie."
I think they're going to wait till they do the comic, and then just say the comic is based on the anime, or the anime is set in that time frame.
Well, there's a slight side tangent as well. I felt like the Alien versus Predator universe would also do great with introducing more races, but not like to an absurd degree. Not like every week we need a new race, but like kind of like a dark Star Trek universe where like humans go across the galaxy, they find like just these like demented alien or these very scary face to face. Have they done that?
They're kind of doing that with Alien right now.
Okay.
But right now we have an alien xenomorph human hybrid thing, and that thing's kind of cool.
Okay.
And but they're doing more with the sensoids, the androids.
Yeah. That's more what I'm talking about. Yeah, stuff like that. Like I don't want to just be a spinoff of like something we already have. I mean that's cool, but add more factions in as well. Because the Alien versus Predator franchise, I feel you can only do that so long by itself. And maybe we haven't tapped into the full potential of that, but let's start spreading it out while we can. And they tried to do that with Prometheus, if I'm not mistaken. It just didn't do well. But
they tried it. Yeah, I think the Marvel Comics Alien did a better job of that. I bet they're introducing a new hybrid queen.
Yeah.
We also got new xenomorph variants. Like I have one right here on my phone.
Yeah.
This is the alpha. I'm about to say Predator. This is the alpha xenomorph.
That dude like he went to the gym, bro. That dude got some games.
Technically, he will be like the field leader when you see the team up.
Yeah.
And they're being more experimental with what certain xenomorphs do and what the xenomorph lore is. So right now, they're like the Marvel lore for them they're kind of a great cleansing of the universe. You get arrogant, you go out to space, you start trying to you ruin your own planet. Now you're out trying to ruin the rest of the planets, and the xenomorphs kind of get you on the line. Like, yeah, you can't do that. Don't come out of space.
I just saw something like that too, and I can't think of it. It's killing me. Forgot what it was.
Kind of what their purpose is. So now we're kind of waiting for the Predator book to catch up to see what the purpose of the Yacha are. That's our race name.
Okay. Yeah, that's more what I was talking about too. So I'm glad they're doing that. Like I said, just when you talk about Aliens versus Predator, I'm sure we could get a better movie out of it. I'm also thinking like, what's beyond that? When we're done with that, it's kind of what I'm worried about. But
I mean, you can't get any higher than Alien, the Predalien.
Yeah.
So. If it was like me, I probably would do 3 Alien movies, 3 Predator movies set on different time periods and show you different evolutions of the race before I even think of doing like one crossover thing. And then I'll only do it one time. I'll probably like end the franchise for a while.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or maybe like just have like and then maybe like I said, just have like a dark Star Trek movie where it's like a crew of humans, much like an Aliens, like the first Alien movie, and they're just like exploring space and they just run into something crazy, Yeah,
that was the comic was, and they ran into the xenomorph queen hybrid, and they didn't know what to do.
Right. So,
Cool. But alrighty then. I think we spoke enough on this topic. So, all right, we're done with the media news. Now it's comic news. Austin, go ahead.
Ultimate Invasion trailer, and I was very confused because this story makes no sense.
All over the place.
The Maker and the 16? Is it 1616?
No, 1610. That's the Ultimate Universe.
1610 invading 616. The problem is, this is first set up in Venom.
Yeah.
Venom, Donny Cates Venom 2018. You see the Maker experiment with the Venom symbiote, and he brings the Ultimate symbiote back to life, and he puts it on so he can survive the trip back to his world. That run ends with him going home to the Ultimate Universe, and his goal is to fix this universe so he can join the Council of Reeds.
Mm-hmm.
So, but in New Comic Book Day, they told the maker suddenly just randomly back into 616. And he goes, finds Miles. He's like, hey, yo, Miles, you want to go home? I'm about to try to go. And Miles is like, what? And if you go by this trailer, it seems like he never even went home yet.
What? Well,
So I don't know if he left and came back and he's just acting coy, or is there something else going on from the story?
Well, can you really predict the actions of a madman, especially a mad scientist man?
I can't, but at least like it'd be consistent. But it might be. Once we get the book, but the trailer doesn't seem like that.
Right.
I'm more just concerned about the ramifications of this news because, Cryptid, for some people think it's going to end with like some type of merge as a major event. Might end up with more random Ultimate characters surviving and living in the 6.6, even though we still have some that are here not doing anything, like Jimmy Hudson.
I know, dude. Poor kid. He's still a poison. But honestly, I think the best indicator to find out whether or not any of this stuff that's going to go on in this stories has a relevance in any other in the 616 as a whole. Look at Miles's book. Is it going to be affected by anything going on in this Ultimate Invasion?
At the end of this event, probably because his event would be over.
Even like a tie-in, you don't think Miles's book is worth a tie-in to this event?
He might get a tie-in. They've throwing random tie-ins in a lot of stuff, really.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying we really need to keep an eye out for that to see if any of this echoes across Marvel,
But it's gonna be a 4-parter, from my understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. It comes out June 21st. I just wonder what the goal is, because if his whole goal was to fix his universe, why is he back? Why is he here?
I would assume he wants to get all the pieces back together, man. Starting with Miles, maybe even Jimmy, maybe even Ultimate Hammer. Who knows?
I can see that if he's here to take back all the pieces he wants. If this book is with Miles going back home, that might be for the best.
Mm-hmm.
Miles have his own universe where they can tell all brand new story with his actual, rogues gallery and people he left behind, and catching back up with that would be super interesting. Even though I'm fairly liking his current run. So,
I mean, especially if the news were about the other spider-related news that we were about to talk about soon. Yeah, I can see why Miles doesn't want to stick around in 616 since one of his closest buds is, axed.
yeah, well, let's go straight into that then.
Okay, so wait, which is the next topic? All right, let me announce this. The death of Marvel has been announced.
I have some stuff about this. Can I say my piece real quick about it?
Go ahead.
Don't you think it's kind of weird? They killed off
you were cutting out.
Oh, what was I?
Yeah,
your volume was going very low for something.
Oh my god, why does everything hate me? Okay. But don't you think it's weird that they killed off a female Pakistani Muslim girl to forward a straight white male story? Am I the only one that think that's kind of weird?
Okay,
people are
the story that they're forwarding isn't Spider-Man.
I never even got to fix what I was going to goddamn say.
You asked a question, we responded.
I wasn't done.
Go ahead.
Can't say anything here, man. Okay, but no. When this first got announced when I saw it on Twitter and on TikTok and everything like that, people were saying this, especially a lot of my mutuals were saying this, and obviously people were upset about it. So, what are your guys' thoughts about this as well? Because I'm not happy about this. A lot of people aren't happy about this.
Hey, can I speak as a Kamala Khan fan?
Yeah.
Okay, who wants to take the first response?
I was just gonna say the answer, which is first question is the reason is no, because Marvel posts stunts where they kill random people all the time that really have no.
But this is different.
No. I would say like, hey, come on, like your character's big if they're going to have their own death event coming up.
Yeah, but it wasn't even like, she wasn't even the main focus on the cover or anything. Not even like the champions were there. It was like the Fantastic Four and Steve Rogers.
Kamala hasn't been a main focus in Lord knows how long, like ever since Champions End.
Well, wait, hang on. I think I'll put it like this. Is it dumb? Yes. Is it like targeted? Probably not. It's probably just a shocking thing to put on the cover because Marvel used to do it in the 60s.
Yeah, so champions on there instead of like Peter Parker, but that's because Peter Parker is going downhill.
No.
I would say that like the status of Kamala right now is that she's working for Oscorp, so I guess if you could say like she's in the zone right now of Spider-Man, but just as a background minor character. I would say like if any Spider-related person were to have like a big reaction to her death, it should be Miles instead of Peter, since those two are really close, especially
Actually, Spider-Man, as in Peter Parker, has a lot of history with Kamala Khan. To the point they have switched bodies in whole books and runs.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
A lot of time together, especially working under Oscorp in the Gold Goblin and all this other stuff. So the first person who would react the first person who would see her and react to her death would be Peter Parker, as he's the only person currently working with her.
I recall that because when Peter and Kamal switched bodies, Peter ended up experiencing what it was like getting cramps. Oh wow!
Yeah.
Hey, Crips, do you know what it's like to get cramps? They suck.
Well, Peter does now, so
yeah, he knows that feeling, and it sucks.
Peter and Miss Marvel have a lot of history that people are just choosing to ignore because he's a white male. But just because she's dying in his book,
he's been going downhill.
Just because she's dying in his book, the actual point of this death, I believe, is to help with the movie stuff. I think when she's come back, her powers are still tied to Miss Marvel stuff like in the film.
No.
Oh, and which I don't know if you were reading the Zeb Wells Champions run. Kamala did actually die in that run in Champions, and that's what led Miles to have to do his whole deal with Mephisto to bring her back.
She died.
Why do spider people? My question is, why do spider people keep making deals with Mephisto? Have they not learned?
To save a life.
No, the deal is only screwed over one person.
Yep.
Mephisto, we learned from the first time. Oh my God.
Only one person got screwed up by the deal. So far, he's been doing good. I'm just saying, Mephisto's been kind of clean.
Peter Parker's been doing well.
No,
I mean Mephisto. Mephisto's deal. Peter Parker's been kind of clean.
Doing great. Mephisto's doing great. I remember specifically when he did the baby arms with Master Pandemonium. I remember that. I bet he got a great laugh out of that.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's like to stop making deals with Mephisto. You can like literally probably hit up like a whole bunch of other people. I don't know. Maybe you can make a good deal with Hela for God knows. Yeah.
Look, you can make a deal. You can make a deal with Mephisto, but you have to have a lawyer present with you and a whole day to work it out.
It needs to be like a long endeavor.
Yeah.
That's just about like how do the different like Lords of the Dead negotiate souls they own and stuff like that. I would just
Jake, it's funny you should bring that up because that's sort of the stuff Mephisto deals with on a Monday, like there came a point in Superior Spider-Man, right? Or Otto, he was in desperate need to stop the Norman Osborn Spider-Man, and then that's when he summons Mephisto, right? And Mephisto's like, okay, yeah, I'm aware of your situation going on, Otto, but here's the thing. I can't do anything to the Norman Osborn Spider specifically because he's from another universe. And the Mephisto of that universe will get pissed off if I were to be doing anything to his territory. So,
It would be amazing. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say before we go on. Anyway, I will always defend the Peter being on the cover. I'm sure the rest of the people are just there for the cover picture.
Mm-hmm.
They should have been the champions. I'm sorry. You can make the case for Peter Parker being on the cover, but I feel like you should have just had the champions in the background instead of like the Fantastic Four and Captain America.
I agree.
You can make a case for Wolverine. You can also make a case for Wolverine because of Kamala's first book.
Yeah, she had a team up.
I agree. I'm sure they're going to be a variant cover. But like I said, I think this death isn't really about pushing Peter Parker forward. He got enough stuff he's going through to push him forward in life. When it comes to tragedy and stuff. So I'm sure this is more about what she's going to be when she comes back.
Do you think, because I'm trying to think, like, how does this tie into anything? Do you think Mary Jane's gonna get a power that like brings her back, and that's how she gets like her new powers as well? You think?
No, they're going to do it. They're tying her powers to anybody. They're going to tie it to Miss Marvel, because that was the movie.
Miss Marvel's gonna go on a quest. I mean, Captain Marvel's gonna go on a quest, but
like I'm sure the next time it's here, her fist's gonna be still growing and stuff, but it's gonna be crystallized blue light.
Yeah.
So here's a question for you, Witch. Do you think this is Kamala entering her own Death of Captain Marvel sort of story?
She's definitely coming back, unlike Marvel.
Yeah, definitely.
So, like, I don't think this death is going to be so impactful that they can't bring her back. I feel like that would be very disingenuous to her character. Like, you can make the case for why, like, the reasonings why they never will fully bring back Marvel, you know, unless it's like in a backstory book or whatever, you know. But they're definitely bringing her back, and I fear they're gonna make her power like her MCU version of herself, and I'm not excited for that.
Neither am I, but honestly, coming from a Kamala Khan fan who actually is buying the comics of her, I'm just more interested in what the story presents, because really, Kamala hasn't really been doing much over in quite some time, honestly.
Yeah, but they didn't have to kill her off. They could have like done literally anyone else.
Possibly, yes. This was the best way to have her story echo in comics. To give her own death story.
I always
felt death, like, you know.
I always felt like Kamala's like a great idea, but she needs some like real villains. Like, does she even, like, to this day, I can't think of like one villain that's made an impression.
I can only think of like the bird one, but that was...
I like the troll guy.
Don't you guys remember that electrical guy, the love interest, the good-looking Pakistani guy?
Yeah,
He's just good looking.
He's a
that was like an interesting dynamic, because, you know, Kamala, you know, she's an ordinary teenager. She wants to live her own life, this and that, and she never thought she would want to settle down for, like, you know, her parents' ideal of you know, who they want her to settle down with. But then once he came into the picture, she's like, oh my god, I'm totally crushing on this guy. Oh man, like, are we actually dating? Yay! Oh no, he's a villain. This whole time.
Show, but like, you know, he wasn't a villain. That's all. That was like
he's gonna become a villain.
I don't know. Like, Kamala needs a rogues gallery to keep her afloat, because she's the exact definition of a hero is only as good as their villains, and I can't, like, you know.
There was also another villain that she had. Her name was Lockdown. This was during the Civil War II event, where, you know, Carol had her own platoon of teenagers who were, you know, enforcing the whole, you know, seeing preventing future tragedies, this and that. And one of the heads of that whole cadet squad was a redheaded girl by the name of Lockdown. You know, she had force field powers, this and that. And she was actually an interesting villain for Kamala to fight, honestly. Because
why not reread Kamala's solo series? I'm gonna miss it.
So 2 villains in 2014 is what you're telling me.
Yeah,
pretty much. Here's what the interesting dynamic between that villain situation was, because both Kamala and Lockdown, they are huge, diehard followers of Captain Marvel. But whereas, Kamala saw like there should be limitations to, what Carol's doing right now. Lockdown's like, no, we have to enforce her law. Absolutely, unquestionably. This is just, we're not questioning it. We're not questioning it. And I'm like, okay, that's an interesting concept right there. Another flip side to the coin,
That was literally Civil War 2, and you hated Carol anyway for doing that.
It's a different
so
character.
much character assassination.
Kamala stood up against Carol,
There you go. And Cryptid hates Carol, therefore.
There was really many Carol.
Is not my least favorite Captain Marvel, but she's definitely not my favorite.
I like her in Avengers #1 right now. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I don't know. Like, if I was writing Miss Marvel, I'm not saying it'll be easy. I mean, making up villains, especially like with all these ideas, is already out. It's kind of hard. I'm just saying my priority, if I was an editor for Miss Marvel, would be like, give this woman like a solid rogues gallery.
Yeah, I support this death. To be honest, death.
I don't like this death.
Really matter. Death and comics don't really matter anyway. I'm more interested to see how it's done and what it means when she comes back. Those are the two most important features of it.
Yeah.
You weren't really doing anything anyway. Most people didn't even know she was in Spider-Man, so I don't know why they act like it's the biggest deal in the
world. I know.
Hey, don't give much crap to the people who don't like the fact that this is happening, okay? Just like letting y'all know now.
I hope those same people who are complaining about this are the ones who are actually buying every issue of Kamala out there too. So
there probably are, man.
Every issue of her Spider-Man, I want to see it on their desk.
Exactly.
You know how expensive single issues are? Jesus Christ, man! I have like no space for all my single issues.
Well, if they're going to be complaining this and that, I will hope they're putting a lot of investment into this character.
Yeah, some of us do collect these comics, okay, but not everyone has the time, the money, or the space to put all these single issues. Oh, yay! It's my turn.
Go ahead.
Okay, Cryptid, will you let me get through the summary of the book first?
All right, we're gonna do it like this. No interrupting Witch until Witch is 100% done, and Witch, you have to tell us when you're 100% done because we never know. All right.
Go ahead.
I'll let you know. I'm just gonna start off. I do like this issue better than the last issue because we do get to have more about Aaron Fisher's backstory, and we do get a little bit of his motivation in his debut book, but I feel like this book cements like probably why. Also, in the last issue, I wish that Aaron didn't speak with Steve Rogers, but I wish he spoke with Kyle Janadu for my own, or at least Jean-Paul Beaubier, aka North Star, because out of everyone who went to that little banquet, Jean-Paul would probably be the only person that will understand Aaron's situation because he went through a somewhat similar situation when he was younger. Okay, let's get to the actual story at hand. So in the last issue, Aaron gets a text message from which we find out is his ex-boyfriend Jeremy, right? And obviously he wasn't that happy about getting that text, because obviously we find out that the person who took Aaron in and taught him almost everything he knew passed away. Obviously, we knew that. So we do get a bit of his backstory on why, but like when he ran away from home, because if you know, he grew up with an abusive father, and so he ran away with Jeremy so that he can escape that abuse, and it was like kind of holding him down. You were trying to figure that out. And like, he was explaining that it was terrifying when he first left, he had to like figure out everything, but he, at least at the time, he had like Jeremy and everything, and he wasn't alone. But hey, stuff happens. But guess what? Plot twist. Jeremy went home. He didn't even like offer to bring Aaron with him, which is like a jerk move. I'm like, what? You can let him stay in your house for a couple days? But in conclusion, he couldn't, unfortunately. But we go back to present day now. Apparently he's in Missouri. I don't know where he was in the first issue, but it's not important. So he meets back up with Jeremy. Not fun. He's not happy. And Jeremy's like, oh goodness. Oh wow, you're Captain America? That's cool, I guess. You know? And Aaron's like, I'm here for Glenn. I'm not here for you. You know? Because they had like the not the best way to break up, which is not fun. Yeah. And then Jeremy's like, oh yeah, a lot has changed here. Since you were gone. Obviously we're like building a community here and like fixing up everything, you know. Basic. And so, you know, Aaron's is kind of like, he's kind of annoyed. It was like, oh fun, the gentrification of the community that we were a part of. And if anyone who doesn't know what that means, I get it. I totally understand. Words can be hard. But basically what's happening is that Jeremy was part of the reason why the area that they are currently in is all good and dandy for the rich people, but not so good for the poorer people, which, you know, never fun. Never fun. And Jeremy tries to like explain himself and be like, oh yeah, change is good, you know, and all this other stuff. Like, look, we have a health clinic now and all this other stuff. And Aaron's like, what do you think of of our hometown now? And Aaron's like, yeah, it seems like a nice place to live for a straight person. And I'm like, thank goodness someone's finally calling this out, man. Because it's like a lot of like queer people, not a lot, but like a decent amount of queer people, especially white queer people, they try to appeal to the straight people as much as humanly possible. So they try to be in a quote unquote heteronormative like relationship, I guess you can say. It's the whole thing. I'm not gonna get into it right now. But you know. But Jeremy's like, yo, we're just trying to make it better. And Aaron's like, yeah, people are still getting harassed and terrorized and all that other stuff. And then we see this like camera thing. You know, you might think, oh, this is probably like a normal security camera or whatever. No, it's like a drone. I don't know why. We'll figure it out later. Don't worry about it. And so Aaron's like, yo, can you just take me to Glenn's house? I need to get this closure. And so then they go to his house, you know. And Aaron's like, yo, I haven't thought about this house in ages. I used to come here like every day after school. And then Jeremy was like, oh yeah, the police have like, someone might have tried to rob the place. Things got out of control. It's like not pretty. And so they go inside the house and it's like, yo, this don't seem like a robbery. Like nothing's been touched besides like the door. Because if you read the book, you could see that like the door is like not pretty looking, but everything else is. You know? So that's not fun. And then like Aaron was like, oh yeah, I remember. Jeremy posted something about the weather or something. And it was like something about like a whole bunch of false tornado warnings. You know, it's like it's Missouri. And Jeremy's like, it's Missouri. We do get a lot of tornado warnings. And then Aaron's like, yo, that like doesn't really happen. You know? And Jeremy's like, dude, you're overthinking this. You're fine. And obviously Aaron's like not ready to be in a chummy mood with him yet. So he's like, don't touch me, man. Like, don't touch me. And then guess what? We see some like armed guards pull up in the background and was like, and like, yo, like we said, here they are. Like, we're gonna take you with us. And yeah, obviously that's not cool. But going back to Aaron Fisher's beginnings, like I wanted to bring this up real quick before I let y'all discuss real quick. But like just like a whole bunch of other Captain Americas in the United States of Captain America, a lot of them are inspired by like Steve and Sam. I don't know if any of them are really inspired by John Walker, but that's because it's John Walker. We don't have to get into John Walker today. We'll talk about him another day. Sorry, not sorry, Cryptid. But it's like Aaron just wanted to like help people as much as he could with his limited resources. And the fact that it doesn't really like leave a trace like what Sam says in his little notes. So that's cool. And the fact that Aaron took a gunshot like a champ and was like fine. That was pretty good. Anyways, in conclusion, I did like this issue. I'm actually kind of excited for the next issue, most likely next week as of recording this. I am now officially done.
Cool.
Discuss.
And I also want to clarify, John Walker was literally the one character in that United States of Captain America comic that didn't inspire anybody.
And also, you know what? I'll give you this, Cryptid. At least he wasn't a Hydra agent. give you that, but I won't forgive the fact that he was kind of racist towards Talisman. I know, like, she like saved his life or what, like saved each other's lives, but I just don't like that much. Anyways, I like this issue. It was a good issue.
Well, glad you did.
It was a good break from X-Men Green.
I don't know what you guys want me to say. You guys, Austin, Jake, do you guys have any opinions on this?
Austin left.
Austin will be back after these messages.
Get ads.
I mean, I don't really know.
This just sounds like a teenager story, but I don't understand why it's a Captain America story, honestly.
Because Aaron Fischer was inspired by Steve and Sam. I'm assuming more Steve than Sam, but I must say both of them. Because he just wanted to help people who were screwed over like that.
Rich, I got my neighbor's refrigerator, who those two people who I was talking about who came from my country. I got them a refrigerator free as a gift for them because they didn't have anything. All the plants, all the veggies, all the fruits, all the stuff I'm growing, I'm giving them to friends and families, or heck, even some of the people who live across from me, free of charge. I do good acts. I'm a Captain America fan. I am never calling myself Captain America.
And you don't need to. But if you paid attention to the United States of Captain America, the people who on the mantle of Captain America were inspired enough to start doing super heroics.
Things. Before this goes on, I wanted to go back to my pitch originally for the 50 States of Cap initiative. Rather than them being superheroes, they could just be fun like backup issues where they could also be main characters of like this little world, this community that was inspired by Captain America. So if you guys remember, what was that one where the Celestial came in judging everybody? It was like Judgment Day?
Judgment Day?
Right. And what was his criticism of Captain America? That you don't inspire people. Like, you just, you raise the shield.
No.
Wouldn't it be cool?
That's a lie.
Right.
It's a bald-faced lie, and one of the reasons why I hate the Celestials.
Right. But wouldn't it be
literally this book alone?
Right. But I'm saying, wouldn't it be cool if like we took books like these as a chance to show that maybe you don't have to be a superhero to make a difference. Like Captain America inspires people in other ways without having to put on a costume to embed the community. So maybe Aaron Fischer is like a hero of his community, but he's not like a superhero. You know, it's not to diminish his role.
He doesn't have like anything that would like make him like a traditional superhero.
Yeah, but I'm saying like because it was
he wants to help his people.
Right. Yeah, it's not to diminish his role. It's to show how impactful you can do great things even without a suit. You know, and you could also tie it into the Captain America theme as well. And maybe one day he wants to get up there to Captain America's level, and he can get there because this is comics. It's going to be along for a while, but that could be something he builds up to. But for right now, we focus on the community life of Aaron Fischer, stuff like that. But that's what that would be. I don't know how you feel about it, Witch. You let me know. So,
I mean, I just don't like the Celestials, man. The Celestials had no right to say what they said in that whole thing.
Oh wow, yeah.
And to inform the audience, that's one thing both me and Witch agree upon. We don't
really care about the Celestials. There might be a couple here and there that we tolerate, but if y'all read,
our favorite Celestial is literally that floating dead head.
If you want my quick take on Celestials, audience, it's like they're gods. They're not obligated to like us. I think they can do whatever.
Like literally during the Judgment Day thing, it was blind judgment. It's like you don't know these people, whatever your name was. It's like you have no right to be judging these people.
It's funny we're bringing the Celestials up because we're going to have to talk about them in one of the comics we're going to talk about.
Oh, then let's save this talk for later because we're already at like 12:30.
Okay, gotcha. But any thoughts on this, Witch?
No.
For next week, let's see if we get more backstory, especially with Aaron and Glenn. I'm actually really intrigued with that alone. I want to see how their relationship started. Like if you catch my drift, not in like a romantic or sexual way, which is a whole thing that I'll get into another day if y'all let me go on an Alpha Flight rant. But like, but just in general, I want to see like why Glenn decided to take in Aaron and all this other stuff, and yeah. I'm excited. I'm liking this little book thing so far. I hope that it gets a printed release because Marvel, hit me up. I would love to draw a variant cover. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And same with Alpha Flight. Okay, go on.
All right. Okay. All right, you guys. Let's move on to Captain America: Sentinel Liberty number 12. It's so weird to read an event that it's canceled. This is dead wood when the writing team is out after this, But what the hey? Still going to continue on with it. This is this is Sam and Steve with Missy and Sharon. They're in Alaska right now, trying to go after Bucky and the White Wolf and this outer circle. Sam is proving himself useful with his bird powers, because in the midst of a blizzard, he actually is able to summon one of the native bird species that actually withstands the cold in Alaska, and has them guide them, right? And as they're walking, Sam's like, he really wants to talk with Steve, because okay, look, dude, I know I can never know what it feels like to have lost a son, but I can only imagine I would be like a loose cannon if I was in your position. Do you think what we're doing is best right now? Going head into this what's obviously going to be a trap set by Bucky, and Steve just dashes away. He's like, "We're doing this." Okay, well, let's see what happens. We do get to see the Outer Circle make their first appearance in this event. Okay, all a bunch of lame designs, I gotta say. And funny enough, they're actually communicating with each other, right? And they're saying, "Yeah, this new guy Bucky that we got as our revolution, he might be insane. We might have to kick him out." Bucky, what did they do to you, man? What did Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing do to you? But even the villains are like, "You're getting too crazy even for us, dude." So while that's going on, we pick up from exactly where the last issue left off, where Natasha has a knife to Bucky's neck. Bucky's, you'd think like she has the upper hand, but no, because Bucky has a hyper advanced mechanical arm now. He breaks free, they fight, and Bucky's like, "Join me, Natasha. If you join me, you could at least ensure that I won't cross the line." And what happens? Black Widow joins Bucky. Okay. Why not? This is going to bear no relevance whatsoever by the end. I will say one good thing about this comic, though. We do get some flashbacks to Steve and Ian's time back in Dimension Z, as they're eating like a bowl of what looks like, this looks like horrible gruel, leftover scraps. But hey, that's Dimension Z for you. And you see Steve's like telling stories of what else? America to Ian. And Ian's like, "Are you serious? There's buildings that give out any food you want. There's a thing called a cell phone that allows you to communicate with anybody in the world. Dad, are you just making this up? Is there really a place like this out there?" Like, Ian, of course. It's called America. But yeah, that's pretty much my only favorite part about this. The issue does end with Steve, Sharon, Sam, and Misty arriving in Dimension Z, and that's when you see White Wolf in his throne right next to Bucky, and Bucky's like telling White Wolf, "Yeah, don't Yeah, don't mind them. They can't cause much harm to us. And White Wolf's like, oh no, Barnes. I know how stories like these go. That he pushes a button and he blows up the area where Steve, Sam, and Sharon and those four were at, and that's how the issue ends. Yep.
That was a pretty short issue.
Pretty much. I want to have some more enthusiasm going into this book, but you guys know how I felt going into the Cold War event. It's going cold. Not the pleasant cold.
Hey,
you know?
We like a good pun here.
There we go. But anyway, that's it for that. Hey, maybe this might jog a bolt of excitement for you all. Do you all like Beast?
The East? Specifically?
Beast. As in Beast from the X-Men.
I mean, no.
Beast? No. The East? That's a different story.
Yeah,
Beast? No.
Beast. Okay, because here we're going to talk about X-Force number 40, which is also the start of their next arc, which is called the Ghost Calendars. I'll admit I've been really behind on X-Force, but I figured, okay, so this is part one story. All right, this is a good jumping off point. We start off with Old Man Quentin Quire, actually.
Oh, yeah.
He comes. Which you should see what he looks like in this. Like, he comes back in time. He's old. He's bald. He has like only 4 teeth left. He has a long ass beard. He has a long ass beard that's colored pink, though. So yeah, he's pretty much coming to the X-Force for help, to help him in the future. Because guess what, Beast? This is pretty much the age of Beast going on in the future. Beast just continuously cloned himself and took matters into his own hands on doing what's best for mutant kind, which literally means wiping out all the humans on Earth.
My God, it's days of furries past.
Pretty much. Okay, so now you guys take a guess. What happens when you no longer have the humans to pin all your hatred on anymore?
You hate each other.
Pretty much. Now there's a division of. Now Beast pretty much drew a line where, okay, the people who are loyal to me, that's who I'm looking after. The mutants who are against me, I'm exterminating them. Like, damn, dude.
It's really just days of the past.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, even by the end, we see Beast Prime, and he looks like a fusion of himself with Nimrod or Apocalypse. So yeah,
I like that if you only know Beast from TV shows and video games, he's actually like a really nice guy, and then you go to the comics, he's just like an asshole.
I know, he's like the teacher you wanted to have in school, you know.
Put one character to beat the crap out of it, especially in current day. I'm going to say Beast. And if you would have asked me when I first started getting into comics, I probably would have said Professor X. I still probably will. I will make sure that he goes back into that wheelchair. Thank you.
Oh wow!
But I'll make sure it's worse for Beast though.
Gotcha. Well, you could have your fantasy come true because there's literally an army of mutated beasts out there in this timeline.
Who unalive?
Oh yeah, this is good target practice for all the mutants. Well, the X-Force team that decided to tag
when
along.
you need her.
Yeah. The people who are on this team, though, which are Sage, Laura, Deadpool, Colossus, Omega Red, and Domino, and of course,
that's a good team.
Yep, and of course, Old Man Quentin. Yep. So yeah, they basically just go into the future, kill off a bunch of mutated beasts, and they find the main beast who looks like Nimrod right now. So yeah, that's how the issue ends. Yay! Don't you guys love stories where mutants apparently commit human genocide and actually succeed?
I just want to bring up the mutant problem that we did.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We already discussed this thing.
This is the part in this timeline where there's a version of me that says, "I told you so," and I died.
But yeah, I do kind of also
now mid Sinister Sinister.
There you go. Where they abuse the cloning technology and everybody becomes a Sinister.
That's literally what it is. Is that he killed a lot of people, and then when they came back this time, they came back with a diamond on their forehead. President X is a Sinister clone right now.
X-Men, unregulation for all, you know?
X-Men, too many major plot lines that affect the whole world, but all have the same time.
Yep. X-Men, see what happens when there's no longer humans around to blame their problems on. Okay,
X-Men.
but yeah.
Kitty Pryde can say the N-word, I can say the M-word. That's how it works.
Gotcha. But anyway, alright then. Let's move on to the next. Planet of the Apes #2. Okay. You do see a little bit more about this world. The timeline for here is in 2016, by the way. The humans are looking at what are their options right now, because 90% of the human population around the globe has already gotten killed by this virus. And they're already studying that, these apes are, starting to become useful. They're starting to perform basic tasks, this and that. And they're going to need it to pretty much rebuild society. So that's when the humans came up with the logical solution of what can save themselves as a society. Slavery. On the apes. So, yep. They teach them to farm.
People did always say if they knew how to write, they'll probably have to pay taxes next.
Pretty much. So yeah, you see a colony of apes learning how to farm, learning how to mix concrete, learning how to fight. Yeah.
I think and there's also where we have to solve the ape problem next.
Oh, Jesus Christ. First humans, now apes. What is your obsession?
We're just on the side of humans. Come on. Whose side are you on, Witch?
I'm on my own side. The side where I'm probably going to be spending a lot of money on the Hellfire Gala.
But anyway, that's how the issue ends. But we're also actually treated to a little bonus story to, guess what? The smartest gorilla in the world. This is a nice side story, which I hope gets continued on. You come to get introduced to this one gorilla by the name of Pug, who actually is held up by the circus, right? So, of course, when the outbreak happens, Rampage goes all across the streets of Europe, this and that, and everybody tries to go after Pug. But what does Pug do? He stands up. He stands up and fights. Yeah.
Oh why he stands up and fights?
Yes, he grabs all his ape brethren and becomes a legend. Actually, a resistance fighter against them humans.
Yeah, screw them humans.
Yeah, I mean, we always hear stories of Koba or Caesar, but I can see the other apes around the globe, their rise to power, So that's a gem of a good idea. I mean, heck, for all we know, this is the origin story of the next ape that's going to be introduced in the new Planet of the Apes movie,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yep, that's it for Planet of the Apes. Oh wow, we're really running by these fast.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
I mean, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more.
It's 12:50.
Go.
Okay.
It's 9:50.
To the Avengers.
We can speed round.
Yeah. Yay, Avengers #1. Start us off, Austin.
I ain't think you put me on the spot immediately. So we start off with Carol talking with Tony. We find out for some insane reason, the people on the Avengers are like, yeah, Carol can be leader. We can't do Black Panther leader anymore. So I guess Carol can do it. Makes no sense.
And keep in mind,
like, oh well, Tony, you're here. I need you as my number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, but why though? And she's like, well, you're the money behind this thing. Me, I don't want to be your enemy anymore. You can see this as me offering olive branch to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of the run, it just her recruiting people 1v1. And you see her specific reasons I don't have on hand right now.
So keep this in mind. This whole roster of Avengers are all literally picked by Carol. So go with that. I kind of like the part where she went up to recruit Sam Wilson, right? Because Sam and Steve, they're sparring with each other in the ring right now.
Like the cap part, okay.
No, I just had a laugh moment with it because she comes up like saying, "Okay, I noticed on my team I recruited Iron Man and I recruited Thor. Yeah, I might as well recruit a Captain America, And look, no offense to you, Steve, but I'm in need of a normal person." Wow. Like, no offense, Steve. Yeah, like, no offense, Steve. I mean, you're cool, but you're a relic of a post World War II era. Not exactly in line with modern day, people. But Sam, he's a social worker. He's one of the common folks. So how about it, Sam?
That kind of seems like a dig on Steve, even though he's been in the modern world for God knows how long.
I know. It's just like, wow, Carol, you're really going to do Steve that dirty, eh? But hey, whatever. Like, at least I get. Okay, Steve is going to be in the Uncanny Avengers book, and Sam is going to be in, the Avengers book. All right, so they'll have their hands full with an Avengers team. All right. I did like the part where she recruited Vision, though. Which was also kind of sad as to why Vision ends up wanting to be part of this team.
Why?
He thinks back to what happened with Judgment Day, right? Where everybody was being judged, this and that, and then Carol's like, "Okay, Vision, what did you get judged on?" And Vision's like, "Nothing. The Celestial never came to me."
That's kind of sad.
You gotta get over it, bro. You're a robot.
No, he's not a robot, dude. He's a synthesoid.
The mere fact that Celestial didn't show up proves that he's a robot.
That's harmful to his self-esteem, man. Look,
put this. It's the proof that he does not have a soul. Even Laura.
Wow, all the Vision fans are gonna come after you, Austin, and it's not gonna be your fault.
You know what's funny? Who did get judged? Vision. You know why? Because she got turned to a human briefly by the High Evolutionary.
Oh, damn, that's true. But yeah, this really hurts Vision, and Carol's like, "Get over it. All you need to know is that you're a hero, and we need you. So come join our team." Okay, fair enough. She goes up to Scarlet. Yeah.
I personally enjoyed her recruitment of Black Panther. That makes no sense story-wise. Why you would do this?
You literally
not actually Black Panther, and he shouldn't have to. Even according to this story, he shouldn't be Black Panther.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "I know you betrayed us and gave these terrorists the plans to kill us, and we all almost died. But it's cool though."
It's like no. Okay, hold on. Like when during like the Illuminati stuff, when Black Panther worked with Namor, even though Namor just kind of destroyed his home city.
Yeah,
like that one time, and they still don't like each other. So
this is not a great era for T'Challa, I gotta say. I mean, Carol literally finds him on a boat in the ocean. Like, wow, you really kicked him out that far, eh? Oh man, but
I think I have time to be an Avenger and also live in the slums, bro. What's happening right now?
I know.
You can make time.
Yeah. Oh, but speaking of time, I also kind of liked when Carol went to go recruit a Scarlet Witch, right?
Oh my god.
Scarlet Witch is like, you know what? My life is is always in such a wreck. But you know, normally whenever I'm with the Avengers, at least I know who the bad guys are, and at least I know I'm with the good guys. So sign me up.
The last time you was on Avengers, you killed us all.
But they don't want to forget that. All right.
Also, yeah, that's and even further to the point. Last time you were on the Avengers, Captain America was with Hydra. So like,
last time you were on Avengers, you were possessed by Chthon, and that was Hydra. And then before that, you murdered the Avengers, and then before that, you were dating Dr. Doom.
Well, this Avenger team has Sam Wilson. All right, so that's Cap. All right.
Yeah, we have 2 black people. That's enough.
Oh my god.
Oh, you know, it's kind of funny you should bring that up because okay, so the first act is to like fight this one giant robot, and you know, Carol comes in and does the honors. Avengers assemble. That does not sound right coming out of Carol, honestly. I don't know why.
You just saw the words.
Yeah. You're the Brie Larson, that's why.
You imagine a woman saying it like that's bad.
I mean, it's just such an iconic Captain America line, you know?
Well, hold on. And Avengers Earth Mighty Heroes.
Whoever leads the Avengers. Tony says a lot of times.
And Avengers Earth Mighty Heroes, they took turns saying that shit. That was like a thing they all said.
Oh, okay, but anyway.
The thing about it is it's from Captain to Captain.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, that was also another thing that happened when Carol came in, you know, to recruit Sam because, you know, since he was sparring with Steve, you had, hey, Cap. Hi, Cap. What's going on, Cap? How's your day, Cap?
Oh, no, bro. It was like that was old when I was a child.
Yeah. But anyway, so, you know, they're doing their thing to stop, like, you know, the giant robot. And you do get an interaction between Sam and T'Challa, right? Because, hey, let's not forget that they squared off not too long ago in the Symbol of Truth book. But Sam's like, okay, look, I know we have some beef with each other, but lives are at stake right now. So put aside our grievances and let's save the day. And the day does end up getting saved. Unfortunately, like, you know, Carol has to take out like the core of the robot, which was about to explode or whatever. So she has to go fly off before it kills anybody, and the core ends up detonating on her, right? But what ends up happening is instead of, you know, blowing up, it actually teleports her somewhere else, and that somewhere else is in the presence of a dying king, the Conqueror.
I assume this is the follow-up. Yeah. Kang's death is always prophesized by this team who people I can't remember. But they showed up in the Timeless 2. And anytime Kang has actually been killed, it's always been by them. So in the end of that book, he got stabbed and he fell through time. So we're finally getting to see the follow-up to that story.
Mm-hmm. That's where this book is going to continue. So, what did you think, Austin, for a first issue?
I liked it. There's one page I'm trying to find, and it's where Carol talks about how the Avengers doesn't need to be something. They're more of a response team.
I was about to bring that up too because that was actually one of the things I liked about this book because, like, you know, when she was talking with Tony Stark, right? and saying, "Okay, we're going to get this team set up." And Tony's like asking, "Okay, so what's going to be our first mission?" And Carol's like, "No, we're not going to go actively looking for a mission. We're basically first responders, you know? We just react to, like, you know, the crisis is happening, you know? That's going to be our main goal." I'm like,
yeah, I found it.
Fair enough.
She's like, we're not policemen.
Yeah.
We don't go out there.
Yeah, we're not like the X-Men. We're not going to jump people.
Yeah.
We are firefighters. That something happens and we show up to put out.
Exactly. So I like that mindset.
And it's also this thing she repeats like 3 times throughout this book, where it's like, we call ourselves Avengers, but that's more a reminder to us. Because, did you say because there's one thing we can't lose? And to lose, well, I'm trying to remember the full quote. Let me find it. But you know what I'm talking about, the one she was talking about the Earth and why she likes it and stuff.
Oh, yeah, because she was, like, talking about herself, like, you know, what everybody's motivations are, you know. Stark, he wants to prove himself. Thor, he sees hope in humanity, but Carol's like, I'm just in this to protect this beautiful planet, you know? So
you know, you got that from the Christopher Reeves comment, by the way. But he was like, you need to look at Earth the way that Christopher Reeves was talking about Superman. And it was like he hoped that people look at Earth the way that Superman does. Because when you're out here in space and you just see this small, fragile little gem, and you know you can afford to let it to lose this. And that's kind of what her whole thing was. She's like, we call ourselves Avengers, but it's a warning, and not just for our enemies, but for ourselves. Because to avenge something, you have to lose it, and this is the one thing we can't lose.
That's a Captain Marvel I think people will want to get behind, you know?
I would say this is the most likable I think she's been since her last solo run. I think in that book she was okay. But I would say this is the first time I fully enjoyed her since the Miss Marvel time.
There you go. And hey, this has been the first time in years that I actually like an Avengers comic. So yeah,
hey, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's been 3 to 4 years, hasn't it? That's kind of crazy.
No, it hasn't. It's been way longer than that, man. Jason Aaron's been on this book.
It's been 5 years of Jason, this guy, whatever his name is.
Jason Aaron, yeah. Maybe even longer than 5 years, honestly. He writes for the long run.
Days of Aaron's past.
Exactly. But yeah, I see hope for this book. And for all those who constantly complain about Captain Marvel, hey, this is a Captain Marvel I think everybody will want to get behind. So, yeah.
By the way you're describing it, it does make her sound a lot more likable. So,
thank you, Witch.
Thanks. All right, guys. We passed the 1 o'clock mark. Let's talk about how you guys want to do this.
It's been directly 5 years. Avengers 2018. That's kind of crazy.
Damn.
There you go.
But speaking of 5, let's count down to 4 with Fantastic Four, number 7.
You're not funny. Right. You already started it. You already said it. You
ruined. Yeah. So I'll start us off with this one. This issue picks up from what happened in last issue, since Maria Hill and her government agents are looking to arrest the Fantastic Four because apparently it
was also confirmed that this was CIA and not SHIELD, by the way.
Yep, CIA. But yeah, apparently it's a crime to want to protect the environment, Jake. Wouldn't you know that?
Yeah, probably. Probably
when you do it. It probably is when you block out the sun for 3 days. It probably is a crime.
Yeah, they did the science, all right.
Look, it's not a crime. It's not a crime on the books, but that's because we didn't think anybody was stupid enough to do it. Okay.
Well, I didn't know protecting the environment was something you considered stupid, Jake.
Yeah, Jake.
I couldn't just let everyone die. You know? I can go to any reality to live.
I guess yeah, pretty much do that. Let us die, bro. Don't take away my son.
It's not even your son, Jake. It's literally the son for a specific town or state, all right? one state for 3 days.
They really need the sun. Think of all the people who will die without sunlight, bro. The plants that were murdered because there was no sun for 3 days. Okay. You ruined a whole ecosystem.
To be fair, all the plants that was covered, well, specifically the ones that would have killed everyone because of the
I want like someone who was like working hard on their garden to come outside and like their plants are dead because of the sun wasn't there. They're like,
either the plants die or they would have caught a disease and died too.
Oh, my plants.
You know, honestly, Jake, it sounds like you want Reed's sister Joanna to pop up and say, "Nah, you see this stuff you guys get away with? Check your privilege."
Yeah, it's scripted. Check your privilege.
You want help?
No.
Okay, but anyway, the Fantastic Four they actually dodged them pretty easily. I mean, it was only like, what, 2 pages the chase scene went on? But anyway, they dodged.
All they did was drive down the highway super fast, and then the moment they got out of sight, Sue just turned everything into...
No, I would have liked it more. We didn't even do the chase. She was just like, "You're under arrest." They're like, invisibility, and they're just like,
pretty much. But anyway, so they end up going to where they wanted, Uncle Ben's and Petunia's house in the countryside. You know,
believe it or not, the goat showed up for the first time in years. The last time she showed up, she got beat up by Dr. Doom's master at the time.
No.
Dr. Doom's master showed up, and like this was back when for some reason they was making Dr. Doom a student of some dude. I think his name was the Final Shroud or something. It was a long time ago. He shows up, and the thing's like he said the Fantastic Four ain't shit, and he throws them around, and they're like, you know what, you couldn't beat my Aunt Petunia. He was like, fine, and he teleported Aunt Petunia to the room, and then he punched her in the face.
Oh God. That's so petty, man. Like, wow.
Yeah, but this is Aunt Petunia's first return since that book.
Wow.
She beat up so badly she didn't want to be a Marvel anymore.
Damn. It do be like that sometimes.
Okay,
you know, I'll be so bad. I'll be so bad at Ben for putting me in that situation, though.
I don't think you ever found out what happened because she just showed up. She just teleported to the room. She's like, "Huh, what's going on?" And then he attacked her, and that was it.
Why don't you do this to me, son? Stop using my name in vain.
Hey, that's her nephew, not her son. All right.
Yeah, he's about to be evicted from the family after that.
I think you forgot what the word aunt means.
Yeah. Okay, but anyway, so for the most part, they're chilling out in Aunt Petunia's place, and Johnny's under suspicion that this place is haunted, right? And I kind of like Reed's response. He's like saying, "Johnny, ghosts are not real. Scientifically impossible. Come on, can you be rational, Johnny?"
Can I ask you a question?
Is he stupid?
Aunt Petunia actually brought that up. She said, "Did Ben tell you about the dust and ghosts?" And then Johnny commented on it.
Can I have a question? Can I ask a question real quick?
Go ahead.
Was he proven wrong?
Pretty much, yeah. But Jake, what do you want to say?
Before we even get there, this is the Marvel Universe. What are you talking about? What do you mean the ghosts don't exist? What do you mean?
But ghosts in the way that you think of ghosts do not exist.
Okay.
But my next question would be like, why can't they?
Does he? Because when Reed thinks of ghosts, he thinks of things that science can't prevent, and he can prevent most shit with science.
Like when
we're going by what Reed could think a ghost is.
Because like when he's trying to, explain this to Johnny, right? Johnny's like, well, there's Ghost Rider, right? And Reed is like, he is an alive man who just looks like a ghost, and even then, only occasionally.
Bruh.
I like to meet the asshole who tells me that ghosts don't exist in the Marvel Universe. Bro. I feel like
look at what you've seen Ghostbusters, right?
Yeah.
Reed would not count them as ghosts because you can use science to be.
So, but they are classified as ghosts, and they can haunt you though.
If I can beat you with science, you aren't a real ghost, bro.
What was Johnny saying? That was something that Reed can't be like, well, if ghosts exist, and I'll just like get rid of them. Like you could have just said that. You can't tell me ghosts don't exist. They do.
Ghosts as you think ghosts are do not exist.
Yeah,
I can beat them with a
Jake, and you came here with the mentality of the Fantastic Four saying like, oh, they should blindly trust Reed. What happened to that, man?
I didn't realize this Reed was an idiot. Okay.
He just smart. His brainwaves are way too higher than yours, bro. You can't get on that
level.
Yeah, I realized this man's gonna make some dumb claims like that, bro. All right, but continue.
To you, he is so smart, he's stupid. That's how beneath you are to him, man.
He really the reverse Flash for real. My plans are beyond.
Okay, but anyway, as the issue is going on, you come to find out that there is a ghost woman. The premise.
Yeah. Crazy about that.
Kind of a ghost. Okay, let me explain. Throughout the course of this issue, like, of course, the Fantastic Four, they're helping out with some minor stuff around the house, painting some walls, fixing the rooftop, this and that. And one thing that Reed started noticing, he can't pronounce a letter in the alphabet. He's aware as to how many letters there are in the alphabet, but he's missing the H. And
the whole thing started with Johnny, but
yeah, and later on they actually started spreading to the other members of the Fantastic Four, and now instead of one letter, they're missing 3, now 7, now 10. You get where this is going, right? And now they cannot pronounce any words that are associated with any of the letters they are missing. So they're like,
that was a missed opportunity in this book, though, when they did that. Because I really wanted the narration to also keep that up. I thought it would have been funny.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty good thing to work on, How can the smartest man in the world work with only, 5 letters to work off of, Yeah.
And by the end of the book, at the end of that situation, he only had 3 left.
Yes, and let me tell you those letters. D-O-M. What word can you spell with those?
Dom.
Fast and Furious.
No, come on. I didn't say the words have to only include one letter at a time.
You didn't, but you did say they.
Come on. What word comes to mind?
No.
I could have come on the chance.
Yep. Doom is there, pops up in the living room piano, and he's like, yeah, this is all my doing. That ghost is a fusion between nanotech and mysticism.
Damn.
So he made a ghost. Ghosts exist.
They're not
He literally said, I made
it's science.
Not a ghost.
I made a ghost.
The science has nanites, and it's been just phasing through the Fantastic Four, implanting nanites that would limit speech functions to each letter.
The funniest part about this is that they walk in the living room and see Doom. This man's playing the piano.
Yeah.
Like playing classical music.
Awesome. I got real quick. I'll just go with your answer. What do you call Agatha in the Midnight Suns game, then?
If you have to Reed might consider her actual ghost.
Okay.
But because you can't beat her with science.
Just because you can't beat something with science doesn't mean it's not what it is. That doesn't make sense.
No. Magic, no. Because the way that they try magic in Marvel is that for Reed, it's science that you cannot understand.
Yeah.
So if he can understand it, it's not magic anymore. And he sees that as like ghost, all that type of stuff.
I accept that. That's fine. That makes perfect sense. There's no logical gaps there. I'm saying, but that doesn't
the ghosts here that you were talking about and that they keep trying to talk about aren't real ghosts.
I'm just saying, guys. I'm just the fact you say ghosts don't exist at all. It is kind of a step for me. But all right, continue.
Okay, but anyway,
I just want to be clear. I'm enjoying the plot so far. I'm just picking at that one thing.
Why you just shut up? We done read what flower issues in this. You always pick one random thing of each book.
Yeah.
And that's what you talk about the whole book.
Yeah, no, but I'm enjoying the plot. I'm enjoying the plot so far. Keep going.
Okay, well, you might enjoy this even more because Doom does something to Reed that I'm sure you've been wanting to do for years now, Jake. He backslaps Reed.
I doesn't do it. He's
yeah, I was like, that's what Winston Jake. I don't think Jake cared for this.
Yeah, I like Reed. I just those stupid things sometimes.
Okay. You find out what his goal, what Doom's goal is in this, right? Doom actually wants to fix the crap Reed has done over the past couple of months.
Allow me.
You know, with Doom's track record, with what I know about Doom, I don't trust that much.
No. Doom's track record is if Reed is not involved, he usually wins.
But
I want to do this part. I actually really love this part. I have said that about this book immediately. Jake, I don't know if you know, but Doom is technically the godfather of Valerian.
Yes.
So the moment Valerian got sent to the future and they didn't immediately tell Doom, Doom was pissed off and he was blocked.
He's like, I swore at her birth she would be under my royal protection. And under that protection, she remains. You dare to think you could take a year of her from me without consequences, Richards?
Hey, bro, you would have thought that was his birth daughter the way he was talking to Reed. He placed his head upon everything. And then the Thing tried to fight him. He kind of just stopped the Thing easily. And he pushes him aside. But Doom's plan is he's going to go back in time to the point where the situation was, and he's going to fix it there. But it's the reverse situation for the first time in their relationship. Usually when Doom's about to succeed, he sees Reed and then something happens and he loses. This time, every time Doom shows up to save the day, Reed sees him, thinks he's the problem, and then he causes the stuff to happen anyway. So he sees Doom and immediately sends the kids to the future again. Doom goes back in time to try to stop it again. He goes at another angle. Reed sees him, just does it again. He goes back in time this time. He was like, you know what? I'm not going to go to the building. I'm just going to go to the kids and try to save them. Phantom's War figure alarm goes off. He's in the building. Press the button. And he does this thousands of times trying to save her.
Up to the point
he
where
died thousands of times trying to save her. So
up to the point where he's like, screw this. I'm also going back to the Reckoning War.
Yeah, he went back farther and farther to try to change it, and he kept making the timeline worse and worse because every time Reed saw him, or him and Reed got interacted, it always made it worse.
Mm-hmm.
Still to the point where Reed where Doom to himself had to admit defeat, even though the book doesn't specifically say that. So he goes back in time to where Reed sees the Fantastic Four, and he's telling them he's about to go try to save the kids, and he creates a crack in his own future past self's armor, so Sue can get in there and stop him from going in the future. He can do it all that.
Exactly. Like Doom. No. This is how Doom admitted defeat. He determined that the best possible future is the one that happened before I went back in time. So that is the answer I'm going for. That I didn't fail. I just came up with the best plan ever. You know.
Sure.
Yeah. Whatever you want, Doom. So, yeah, you want to finish up, Austin?
No.
Okay. But anyway, so yeah, Doom loses and he swears that, they have Valeria better be back here within a year or you shall feel the wrath of Doom. So Doom flies off, everybody's getting back to the house and, Thing's having a talk with his wife, Alicia, right? And Alicia is just realizing she actually kind of feels a little sorry for Doom. Like, let me read your exact words. But you see it, right? All that brilliance, that power. Victor can do incredible things, but he demands this perfection from himself, this impossible perfection. So when he fails, like we all do sometimes, he can't handle it. I think he's just his own worst enemy. Like, wow, damn. And yeah, that's pretty much how these two ends.
The response is kind of funny though. He like his own worst enemy. The day Doom starts cussing himself out instead of Phantom 4, will be the day Tony starts a swimsuit competition. What a day that he wins it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But Jake, this issue ends with Maria Hill talking to Nick Fury Jr. as she hands him the shield file. So I think like Shield is finally about to be restarted.
Oh no, not just a restart. This isn't like the original acronym. You know, what was the acronym? Strategic Homeland Enforcement and Logistics Division.
Yes.
Now this shield now stands for Superhuman Intelligence Extra Legal Division.
Just in time for the show.
Wait. So they gonna start suing people?
Yes.
Pretty much, I guess. Like,
yeah, well, she said freelancing. I guess it is lawyer stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
see, all we know is we're going to get a new version of S.H.I.E.L.D. after this. So, yeah.
Just in time.
The picture is the picture of Al Pacino getting hit by that guy, by the way. So you get told back answer like this.
Well, we almost made it, but we only have...
Speed round.
You can speed it. Go ahead.
Well, I haven't read these, so...
Okay.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It's already about to be 1:30.
I'll just do the whole Carnage Reigns, and we can save the other two for next week. You know, we get introduced to a new version of the Thunderbolts in this issue of Carnage Reigns. They're called Cape Killers, which is Taskmaster. You have Taskmaster, the female Electro, and a new character by name of Hightail, who's another villainous speedster. So, yeah. They're going after Carnage.
Oh, he named himself Hightail?
Yep.
So he can hightail it out of there.
He's a thief.
Well, is that the issue?
I mean, that's pretty much the most to get out of this issue. I mean, yeah, Miles survives the explosion as well as what's it called, Scorpion, and they agree. Okay, Miles is going to be working with Scorpion and these Cape Killers to take down Carnage. So yeah, that's it.
All right. Well,
we did it.
I think I can squeeze mine really quickly. I can squeeze my comment really quickly. All right, so on a rare day where Jake reads a comic, IDW Sonic issue 60. This is continuing the arc where Sonic and friends are infiltrating Eggman's base, essentially, or his new fortress city that keeps growing and expanding without much input from Eggman. So far, the start off is a pretty simple mission that kind of went horribly wrong, but then the cavalry came in, and then that went horribly wrong. So now Sonic and friends are coming up with a last-ditch plan to try and, shut this whole place down before it kills them. My only problem with this is, so one of the big stars of this arc has been Tangle, Whisper, and the new character, Landalion. And so... Sally 2.0, whatever. So, they formed the Diamond Cutters, and Tangle and Whisper continue to be shipping bait, even though Ian Flynn himself has said it's whatever you want it to be, but I digress. My only problem with this arc has actually been Tangle. You guys don't know. Tangle is a very upbeat character. She has always been upbeat. She has those moments of self-doubt, of course, but usually she's upbeat. But for some reason in this one, maybe I missed something. She's just kind of been an anxious mess. and I don't know why.
So. She's been like that since she realized she named the team after her friend's dead team. Right. And now her friend is back in a situation where her team died because she's fighting the shadow android, and she's all alone.
I guess I don't know. Maybe I have to reread. I think it's also because the issues are months apart. Because I remember when I was reading it, I was on my phone with my friend who also reads the comics, and he was, and I was missing details, and I was asking him like, "Hey, like, do you remember what happened last issue? Because I don't remember my characters are doing this, so maybe I have to read it all in one go." It's just that for me, Tangle has felt kind of off. I've never seen her this anxious before, and it kind of seems a bit out of character. But maybe when I read it all over, it'll be fine.
Even like you get in the miniseries too.
Yeah. But we also get great moments. I wanted to shout out. There's like a moment where Sonic and Amy basically have their villains cornered. Like Sonic's fighting Metal Sonic, and he's pretty much like acing him. Like he's not really having a problem. And Amy has Eggman cornered, and she's like, "All right, Eggman, it's over." And then Eggman pulls out a gat, like shoots her hammer. I was like, "Oh my god!" And oh my god.
That's his go-to move now. He does it literally every time.
Yeah. And Sonic's like, "Oh my god, Amy!" And then like Metal Sonic like clocks him and knocks him out. I'm like, "Oh, it's kind of great." So, but there's a great moment when Tails is the last one standing, and the only thing he could do is like reach for a computer, and Eggman tries to stop him, so Tails like slaps him with his tails in the face. I was like, "Please stop!"
But that's sanity.
Yeah. So, it's pretty fun. Like I said, the IDW comics, they've lost a lot of steam since they first started to be, but they're still enjoyable to read. So I highly recommend checking these out.
I think only this arc, to be honest, man. This arc just slowed down the whole base. We got out of the city to go back into the city for arc, and they had to pay it off.
Well, it seems like they're introducing a new form of chaos energy because ever since Shadow used chaos control on these like fake emeralds, which causes they to like kind of erupt, the chaos emeralds are now effect on them. So, but like now even it's like this is turned from like his power source to his kryptonite. So even Shadow can't move while he's surrounded by this new form of chaos, and even everyone's like, "Ooh, what does this do?" So I think that's what this is all building to. I just don't find the Tangle Whisper Lanolin plot interesting. I maybe in their solo book they'll do better, or maybe again I have to just reread it all. But
just tell the truth, you hate women.
Say again?
Just say the truth, you hate women.
Well,
do I sense misogyny in this this call?
Well,
there's no well.
But ultimately I recommend the entire series. There's a lot there. The series has gone for 60 issues. That's like what 4-5 arcs of content. Good, worth catching up on. So that's it.
There you go.
Yeah, we got through all of them.
Yeah.
So we do like any final things before, like plug anything if we wanted to?
No, well, yeah, plug in the socials, which that's your job here.
So I'm gonna plug in the new Twitter account that was just created. It's the Comic Phanatic Pod, and if you want the @ it's Comic Phanatic 69. Don't worry about it. But if you just want to follow me personally, you can follow me on Twitter at Witch of Jotun. That's Jotun with an E. And on Instagram and TikTok, you can follow me at Witch of Jotunheim with 2 underscores in between each of those 3 words. Yeah. Also,
if you want to follow me, you can't. Don't contact me. Don't say my name. Don't try to call me. Like I don't want any contact. That's not our relationship.
What he says goes for me as well. I don't have a social media to bother. So.
If you see a Valentine and Deadpool shipping fan art, commission, or fanfic, that's where you'll find me. That's where you'll find me.
Send it Cryptid's way. You know what? Just tag the comic. Just tag the Comic Phanatic Twitter, and I'll make sure that we see it.
Oh, and be sure to tell your favorite topic in the comments below. And what did you think?
Give us also some thoughts on what you thought of today's episode.
Yes, as well. And what can we do improve for when the editor edits this. So yeah.
Yay.
Okay, so let's sign out.
Okay.
All right, guys. Bye, everybody.